Hey, how you doing, Scorpio? So welcome back to this channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's get into your reading. Don't forget to check out other star signs in your birth chart just to see what resonates. And let's get into it, shall we? So what's going on with Scorpios, please? It says, you know that I want you, but I can't have you. And I've been waiting for you forever. Do you know who I am? But it says, warning, Scorpio, you probably don't know who it is for some of you, but for some of you, you know who it is. It says, I warned you not to come to me in the mindset of you believing you could mistreat me, walk away, and make sure that you love on anyone else but me. This person's a manipulator, they're a mind game, they're a player. This person doesn't want to know that you see fit in your mind about things that you know. However, it says they're blocking your pathway right now, or they're trying to. It says they never wanted you to know that they could have secret fantasies or affairs with your mind, even potentially playing with it, maybe even making joke about marrying you, or maybe even seeing that they could be with you on a long-term basis. However, it says you don't need to worry about the situation. You unfolded something very, very pure to your mind today. And it says you've got to see things for what it is that we need you for as a Scorpio. However, it says government issues are not going to be yours until they participate in the mindset of yours. However, it says you've got to witness things in your mind today and forever, or maybe not forever, but a long time to come. It says not really, because Scorpio also understands there's a mischief energy with the government that doesn't want them to play out good news. And it says even when they realize that they've got good news overall, with their mind pretending to be something that they're not, sometimes they've got to do it in a way that karma comes to them directly to have fun. Because it says sometimes you will want to play out things in your mind to have fun, maybe even just to see that you've got good news because you like to fool around sometimes. But not this year, really. It says right now you're bored or you're tired, but you're not really bored or tired either, Scorpio. It's like somebody wants to play your mind or even speak in your mind what they see fit for you. However, it says it's not going to happen in that way. And it says even people that want to play the mindset for you, that you must do as they say, or whatever comes to you, comes to them in their mindset again on how they should bully you or treat you. These people are not going to be very, very good to you over time. But it says, warning, they can play with you, they can manipulate you, they can try and tidy up your head or play with your mindset. Or maybe even warn you that they've mischievously made rules, potentially to harm you, to hurt you, to curse you, or to laugh at you, manipulate you, or to make fun of you. But it says not really, because it says time is of the essence, Scorpios, for you to understand where you're going with your mindset and the ruling energy that you have over your mind, your planet, and things that you didn't know were going to come into the mindset after you were led to the direct energy of Source, which is God. And it says Source is there for you to see that blessings are kind of come to your mindset again, but not really take place until November, ending in the next year. However, it says you wouldn't know this yet, or you will if you tap into the energies. And it says some of you guys need to do a reading relating to time in your mind on planets that could rule your energy or even have bad moods. It says not really until you feel like it, or if you wanted to. You could have readings that were going to be there to see what was going on, but not everything should come into your mindset at times to see if it's going to work out in your favor or not. It says the devil's realm is something that you've always wondered about at times, but not always. And it says sometimes people want to see if you're misplacing things or mentally speaking about things in a way that they could see it play out. And it says, Scorpio, don't challenge your mind to see things directly in every way. However, it says you've got to see things in discernment of your own and place a world record around your mindset of having great news or cause for concern in your mind about other things that you may want to see or witness. Now, it doesn't say that you've got bad news, but some people are manipulative, try to warn themselves that they've got to come to you in the mindset of yours, but then they wander off and then they don't get things right and then they play mind games with you. Now, you're not really witnessing something all the time about people because you don't have time for that. You don't even look at these things often. You may even try to challenge the energies away from you or say, I've got other things to do. I'm a Scorpio. I ain't got time to sit down and listen to you all the time. Or maybe even in an instance, you might say, all right, I've got other things that I need to sort out or play around in my head. But it says, Scorpio, did you know that you are punishing yourself in that way at times when you don't want to listen? It says, yeah, I'm Scorpio. I do know that I listen when I need to, but not everything is for me. And sometimes I do pay attention to things, but not everything. And then there's things that I want to know and things that I don't. So hence why I will listen to things, and then sometimes I get it wrong or sometimes I get it right. And sometimes I don't listen at all, and then I might miss the mark. But once in a while, I have to listen. And I know why I'm doing that. Or is it that I don't know and I just do it anyway? It says that part is the part you need to pay attention to. And it says marking your territory around a situation with a problem solved issue. It says someone wants to get dirt on your name. However, it says you may not know it, but you realize sometimes people want to get dirt on your name. So who is it this time? It says you've been mentally speaking about things around your mindset, about people that are bothered about things that they wouldn't want to come into existence with. It says trouble is with Scorpio's energy. They don't listen. However, it says that's a lie, because Scorpio, you listen very well. And many times over, you're listening to the police, you're listening to justice systems, you're listening to people that have a lot to say, but at the same time, you listen to good news or things that are going to help you, not really punish you. So when people want to punish you, you're ready to strike. And it says anytime they want to punish you and bring you down, you're ready to strike. So those are the things that you don't listen to, like people that want to punish you. And it says, why would you want to listen to anybody that's going to punish you and strike you down? It says, you don't know how to treat me. I'm a Scorpio. If you don't know how to treat yourself, ideally, Scorpios don't know how to treat themselves, they get punished. Hence why this Gemini energy wants to punish you today, or there's a warning that a Capricorn may want to punish you, or a scary Libra, or even, a dirty, narcissistic, level-headed Libra or Leo. For those of you that don't want to be seen around it, the Leos, it's a Virgo or a Gemini or someone else. Like, someone keeps playing their mind around you. And it says all this time they've never seen their mindset around you as much as they saw you. But even Libra's energy is hiding Sagittarius energy. And then there's Capricorn hiding the mindset of an Aquarius. And it says many times over, piss-taking Aries also wants to hide around Pisces, and then Pisces wants to hide around Taurus. It says, do you know you've got many people that are trying to hide who they are to get you, Scorpio? And it says all this time you never knew that, or you do know it, but it's like, why should I challenge everybody's energies? I know what's coming in for me. I know what's happening around me, and I know how I will handle the situation when God gives me the tools. And it says not everybody is supposed to know this information, so I'm not telling you, or you. So keep it personal. For those of you Scorpios that know, we're getting keys to the vehicle to ride off into the sunset and enjoy our lives. It says not all of you are going to go that way, because some of you guys are really, really detrimental to your love life, or Saturn's return energy, or maybe even gifts that we know could come about and help us in the universe, especially those that pay attention to God. It says those of you are not going to see fit in the kingdom of God, or wherever it is that you're going in life in the next 2 weeks to a month. And it says all this time you never knew it, but you're going to have better news than some. But it says I know that I don't want to have bad news with, people that are going to tell me off. It says, not this time, Satan. You're not going to come into my mind and change things up. You know that you want to have bad news with me. Hence why you're using someone else's resting spots, resting place, or even hiding your hand, or using them as reference to come and get me, right? But it says, no, you're wrong. Well, I'm right, because I already know you. I read your spirit. I looked at you. I punish my mind sometimes wondering if I'm right, because you could switch it up, play me, or tell me, oh, it's not true, or it's not working right now, right? Like, it will happen later on when I'm not looking, okay? And this is the thing about Scorpio. Scorpio can sit and wait and punish their heads if they have to, just to see when you're going to work on them. So they're very much aware of what's going on with people around them. They don't have to wonder too much if they're worried. They just sit and wait or wonder, but they don't like it, and they don't have to like it, because hence why Scorpio might manifest too much witchcraft or evil or problems into their life, or dinosaurs might start walking through the walls and demonizing their head with snakes, and all kind of drugs start coming into their brains. It says it's not really easy to be a Scorpio at times when they use for punishments, used for problems, used for problem solving, used for mental problems as well. People that run their gums, people that chat too much, SHIT, certain people that want to fight, be bullies or be brutes. They're used for a lot of negative things, but they're also used for kindness. Karma comes to that as well, because a lot of people these days want karma with bad news, and bad news that reap what it sows with justice as well as that. Can you imagine? Like, they have to play doctors and lawyers and cowboys and Indians. And it says these people don't want to know that they're going to always be used for a subjective problem of yours. Like they don't get to have peace in their life to speak about what it is that they want and have good news with. Hence why Scorpio is now karmically giving themselves problem solving ideas to move out of things and give themselves pleasure. It says all this time you didn't know Scorpio was going to move on with the mindset of ruling a planet on this day, which is going to be November 30th. And it says on the day of November 30th, mind you, it's going to be next year, not this year. So November 30th, write it down. In 2027, it says Scorpio is going to have good news in their mindset about things that they're ruling. And it says this is the planet that they're ruling in the next 2 or 3 years, because they're not going to have bad news in the mindset. But it says only you all will understand why they don't have to have good mindset. And that's where everybody starts swatting away. No wonder people have to die off when they're harming Scorpio, or even if they're targeting them or looking for them for too long, or maybe even seeing that problems come. It says, when you're seeking a Scorpio, it has to be for a good reason, or else God is going to get you. And it says some people know this very well about their star sign. Hence why Scorpio says, well, I know I'm Scorpio. I'm death and rebirth. Either you're changing and you're being good, or you're going to die. Which one? Because I told you, it's not going to work for very long. So when you want to harm me and I have to harm myself to harm you by staying in the problem or not seeing a way around it, I have to trust that God is going to help me out of it. Not very long ago, God says, I have to keep my mind about myself and stop being rude. So I transgressed. I even repented some sins. I've prayed and I continue praying, and I try to stay humble and holy as much as possible, because I know that I can be bad sometimes or good, but not that good to you if I want to be nasty to you, because you could cause me problems and I lash out. Okay, I'm a Scorpio. I don't want to know that you're going to get karma or bad news, but if you keep bullying me and attacking me, you're going to get bad news. Okay, like I said, I'm Scorpio. Like some of you guys don't realize how powerful Scorpio is. This is demon's realm of God. It's not the devil. It's the demon realm of God. And we say it like that because there's devils there that are really bad. Okay. But they're not going to harm you if you don't behave. It says, be quiet. Stop troubling Scorpio. Shh. Be quiet. Put your finger on your lip and be quiet. Hence why there's that finger. You know that sign that goes around in pictures sometimes with the finger on the lip saying hush. Shh. That's where it originally come from. But no one doesn't really understand that. Only a Scorpio that made it up knows that. Shh, be quiet. Scorpio's room. All right? You're going to get hurt. Okay? But it says it's not going to be easy for you to come out and speak about these things directly. Hence why it says demons and ghosts will come out and gob all up certain Scorpios for even practicing witchcraft or bad news. But it says not all of them. Some of them had to use it for good, innocent reasons. And some of them had to use it for bad reasons. But it says, not on my watch. Okay? Because somebody here is protecting Scorpio's energy to the 10th power. And it says, nobody here is going to punish my Scorpio the way I wanted to punish you all. In fact, I'm going to punish you all and wonder why you even tried to mess with mine. Because you see, Scorpio has Scorpio's back even when they don't want to, and even when they don't like to, and even when they hate it, or even when they can't stand other Scorpios. Do you know eventually they come back and they take care of their own? It could be 10, 20 years. It could be even a month or two. It could be 2 years, a month, a week, a day. It can be as long as 10 friggin' years span and 85 years on top of that. It can be whenever it wants. But you see, these people have each other's back to the 10th power. And you know something? When you're dealing with them, they have to have each other's back. Because why are they just having your back as individual star signs out there and not have their own? They have to. It doesn't make sense not giving Scorpio's back. Because why are they just protecting other people? We wasn't made for that, is what they will say to you. Who told you was just going to have all of my cake and eat it and I couldn't get none? No, we have to have each other's back, and we have our own backs too. So when you're a Scorpio, you have to understand we're going to come together one day, 1 week, 1 year, 1 month, one, minute, 1 second, 1 hour away from whatever to come back and solve the problems like that we punished ourselves with, or we put another Scorpio in another problem, or we see other people targeting Scorpio, or Scorpio's just targeting people, and then they have to have their back saved as well. But it says not all the time. People have to deal with people in their mindset. And it says murder on the doors of people that didn't know they were going to witness certain things and can't see who the energies was going to target. It says murder on the door of theirs because Scorpio has a very good idea of what's going on in the next week, the next month, the next year. It says, you know, someone's bothered right now that they can't hear certain information, so they want to know so badly. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Scorpio, you got a secret, and they're not allowed to have it. It says, you know something. It's so funny that we want to give it to you to give to them, but we're not. It's like the demons are not going to come to you, but spiritual angels want to have a laugh and a giggle right now on how hard it can be to trust you, Scorpios, because you're the genius when it comes to keeping secrets or maybe even keeping your mind off of other people's to the point you get used for things that are going to be blessed. Not bad news. It says angels are going to use you right now to keep a secret away from the demon room, and it says it's going to come to you in a month or timing the situation, like 2 weeks to a month, maybe even now for some of you that are special, like gifted or readers, or you know, some of you guys that tap in or you get a nudge from your spiritual guides or your angels. Some of you guys are going to get information and it's going to target your mindset to be quiet, but it says it might tell the right source. So you could tell people on your platforms or on your channels or maybe around you, but it's not going to get targeted by bad information out there that wants to know certain things, because it's not allowed to be in a mind of someone's that's not very good, okay, especially to you as a Scorpio, but other people that are very bad to other people, okay, including you. It says all this time, Scorpio, you didn't know that you were so magical and so blessed and powerful. And it says, do you know someone wants to know this energy is so good to them that they can't understand why. And it says they're targeting you right now because it's their energy that's being ward away. Let's say ward away, because right now it's trying to be swept away, but they're warning themselves not to leave. It's like they can't leave. They don't know how to leave. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They're bothered. They're bothered. They are bothered, Scorpio. Okay. It says, did you know that you had problems with me? Ideally, a mindset could come into the situation where they get used by someone else, or they want to use you, or someone wants to use them to get to you. It says, did you know that I like this though? Someone's going to come to them in their mindset or in the morning or wherever it is to go and look for you, but it says they can't find you. And you know, when this person realized that they were going to come to you, they just can't do it. So when they keep looking for you, looking for spirit, looking to harm you, looking to hurt you, and looking to judge you, it says, do you know I can't do it? Okay, causing myself a scene in the street or in the mindset of yours or wherever it is I could go and find you and harm you is not going to be easy. So it says, Scorpio, don't mess with Aries right now, because Aries is problematic. Aries wants to come forward and trouble you to see what they can get from you, but it says they're not working with you about the situation that you wanted them to work with you about, and it says they're not going to try and warn you of anything good with that anyway or anything bad, but they just want to see you to murder your head around why you haven't seen each other. And it says, warning, do you not know who you are? Don't come to me and speak to me about anything that you don't need to hear from me about, because I am warning you as a Scorpio, you're not allowed to trouble me. I'm going under in my mind about things because God is placing me on hold to see things in another way, like Virgo. So I'm going inwardly right now, introspecting, and I need to see things from karma playing out in a dark night of the souls. Hence why Scorpio is going through a dark night of the souls indirectly, because it says Scorpios out and about doing their thing, loving themselves, seeing great news, great ideas, sex will come, sex will go. It says things are happening on a spiritual level, but not really in the mindset of Virgo that wants them to know. I need you to go under in that way though. Can you not go under? We go inwards. Can you not see that? Like, Scorpio, we do go inwardsly. What are you doing? Nah, not this Scorpio. Not any Scorpio, in fact. Right now, there's no Scorpio going inwardly to sleep, hibernate, to cry, dry cry, make love in their minds about things that they love, and then they want to come out and burst out into flames and say, I made it, bitch. Did you not know I made it? No, they're not doing that. They're not rising from a fall like the Phoenix coming out of the hiding spot that they were in when they crashed and burnt. No, none of that is happening. It says a very good energy is coming out to place them on hold in their mind about things. And it says Nebula planet is going to be witnessing these things a lot in the mindset of Scorpio. It says right now we have to look into that mindset, or maybe even see what's going on with the planet. but only when you're ready, Scorpio. So it's not right now. Don't do things in a rush. Try and take your time and see why. Okay? Because not everything is set in stone or is going to work out in your favor if you just rush. Because the planets are cursing you to do things that you didn't normally do or didn't want to do. But it says, take your time for a reason. It says Satan's realm is coming into existence in the planets of Nebula and another planet, which is Uranus. It says Uranus is also going to have bad news on that planet in the next 2 weeks to a month, to be precise. Did you know Uranus was not going to be that great to you? But it says we're not going to trouble that energy with Uranus. We want to trouble it with Scorpio's nemesis, which is Capricorn right now, and has been forever, even when they played themselves doing witnesses of devil's advocate. But it says they don't realize it. They just want to have good news. With the mindset of Scorpios, of course, is Capricorn, but Capricorn can't see it. So Capricorn can't see it, but it's like they're acting it out. Like, I know I've got good news with you. I know I've got good news with you. I know I've got good news with you, but you ain't. Okay, because you're not trying to be direct about it. You're a liar, you're a thief, you're a murderer, you're trying to harm me, you're trying to hurt me, you're trying to do all kind of crazy things to me. And I know this because you've been playing it out in the daytime, in the nighttime, in the evening time, through spirit, through karma, which you've been using is demons, ghosts, goblins, witchcraft, bad news, enemy energy, people set on me from other people. And you know something else, Scorpio? These people have not been kind to your well-being at all. That's the main thing. And it says, no wonder we have to move them on because they're not allowed to see you in a bad way. And they're also going to realize things in that way in the next year or two. But they didn't know that it has to start from now. Because problem is Scorpio didn't know that they were going to go through a bad thing as well. For those of them that are not having a good way in their minds about things, not seeing things through the cope mechanism that's coming in, which is cause for concern energy that's there as well, and cornucopia energy that's there as well, because there's things that they haven't noticed yet or haven't even seen from God or don't even know what's going on, because it says they haven't been poked or pinched yet or looked at like, you know, this is what's going on. There's only special gifted people, i.e. the chosen ones, that are going to be passing this information around or seeing that it comes true, or just wondering what's going on, because God has to choose who's who to see things from another perspective or watch the earth in certain ways, like the watchers. However, it says not all Scorpios are going to be innocent in the situation, even in that way. And it says murdering the mindset of someone's is not easy. However, it says you don't wish anybody to be harmed or hurt to you, Scorpio. And it says some people have transgressed or even looked at their mindsets and says, I've had to change because, you know something, I was going through a bad time. Someone's really trying to harm me and my mindset. And I probably wish them dead, and heart failure and problems with their car being squashed, and, you know, just doing all kind of dangerous things in my mind that I would never normally do, and I didn't know how to come out of it. It says, do you know, Scorpio, you're witnessing things from a problem of your own? Or is it that someone's putting spells on you for you to go through that? And it says someone here has been putting spells on Scorpios, a lot of them, but some of them have been doing it on their own. So it says we're not troubling the ones that have gone through spells. Those ones that are going through problems on their own, those are the ones that are going to get hurt by this new form of mindset that's coming in November 2028. After 2027's played out, because it says 2028, we're going through a murdersome time with hella Scorpio energy, punishing many men and women. That energy alone is going to kill off a lot more people than the year 2027. And it says 2027 has not even begun yet, but it's already swatting down 1 or 2 people. But it says, do you know this is going to happen in the next 2 weeks to a month after Scorpio is playing out their season in November? People are going to start dropping down everywhere. And it says not because you've seen a bad news pandemic come into the situation with what could have happened there. It says it's nothing to do with that, mind you. But it says a lot of things are going to be happening to the mindsets of Scorpios that need to play things out in the next month or two. And it says when you're a Scorpio, you understand. But it says you won't understand everything, because if you are a Scorpio, you still have to be put through a test. And some people are going to be witnessing things in the mindset of good karma versus bad karma. However, it says those of you that like more good than bad are going to be put through a test of karma in a bad way. Why? Because it says warning, we have to warn you as angels just to see what's going on. But it says all of you guys will be put for a test, not really to harm yourselves or to hurt yourselves, but to see if you're going to have good news with a laughing stock mind game that's going to be changing, which is money. Do you know Scorpios are going to be rich more than the 10th and 8th power of ideal rich people that used to be or could have been or wanted to be? And it says no one's going to wonder why. Many of you become mega millionaires, maybe even 20 years from now. It says karma comes to you because you didn't know. But it says the warning signs are there for you to seek something and never seek it at all, because it says when I tell you something, you will know, you will now witness it, or you haven't witnessed it, or you was gonna witness it. But it says seeking a pleasure dome is gonna harm you because you don't always know everything that's gonna come out. Okay, but it says you do sometimes and not all the time. Hence why Aries says, well, I know a lot of things and I can speak about them, but it says you don't always know everything, Scorpio. That's true, you don't, but you do now. You do now, Scorpio. It says, do you know they were hiding certain gifts from you in the first place, these Aries? Aries had to give you your star back. Do you know Aries had your star and you didn't know it? Like, they were taking from you your destiny. Your star, your God-given star, not the one that you were born under, i.e. your star sign, but a star that you needed to follow in the sky, i.e. when baby Jesus came about, did he not follow a star? Yes, he did. And it says, do you know you have to be giving your star back because you've been lost? And it says, hence why you've been looking into things and it's been saying you're lost, or you're reaching for the stars but you can't get there, or you're praying on your lucky stars but you can't give yourself the star. And it says all this time the devil had kept the star from you. Demons in Virgo and Capricorn were trying to steal your star, and even Capricorn himself or herself had to steal from you again and again and again. Hence why they were known as a starlight in the system that was more powerful than yours. However, it says it's not going to work out this year. Move over, buddy. It says it's not going to work out. And you know why it's not going to work out? Because cause and concern is there for you to realize that you're not allowed to see bad news. So Scorpio's mental health is going to see blessings in the next week and 2 days time, to be precise, about stars that are given out to them in the warning signs of Nebula, giving them blessings. And it says only because Nebula had carried away with your star, because the star was going to be used on that planet for blessings for those that have to reside there first and get punishment. But it says, nope, not Scorpio, honey. Not Scorpio. It says Scorpio's energy doesn't want to play a mind game with Scorpio's energy. Like, it's not going to play itself. Like, how dare you feel like you could use Scorpio's mind or even their mental health for things like, you know, you have to punch them in the face and think they're just going to sit there and stand for it. Like, did you think I was just going to sit down and target your mind in my mind for abuse of yours and then sit down and make me feel like I did it? Like, I just punched myself in the face, but I used your energy to do that. Like, you were punching me and then I just said, oh yeah, it was me. No, it doesn't work like that. Scorpio doesn't look like a fool, do they? And they don't have to understand where the energy is coming from with their rulers or their planetary curses that come to them through other star signs, including Libra. You see, with Libra now, they do that. They like to punch people with other people. They like to harm people with other people. They will even get you in your mind about it and play your mind and make you think, hold on a minute, I can play myself and I'm going to play other star signs too. But they don't realize something. Scorpio had to lead them out of a problem, but it says it wasn't going to lead them astray. It was going to lead them to punishments in their own head. Hence why certain Scorpios may have punished another Scorpio energy that was in their head, but really it wasn't them they were punishing. It was another star sign like Libra, Aquarius or Virgo. But it says all of them star signs were not going to come into existence. And it says only them right now, because there is other ones that need to come out of hiding. Okay, like Gemini or maybe even Libra's enemy, Aquarius, that doesn't like Scorpio talking about it. But you see, the narcissistic liberty-taking Capricorn needs to come out of hiding as well, because they keep hiding from this. It says no one's going to punish causing them a scene until the time is right. The essence has to be right. And it says it's off right now, but it's going to be right soon. And you'll see that as a Scorpio. Okay? So, Scorpio, you do know that you've got punishments not given to you at all, but blessings are going to come one day. And it says, all this time you didn't realize you were going to have a problem with family or even friends. But it says, no wonder you're blessed and you're ready to go. Juju, oh, here we go. Juju is coming out for a reason, not for everybody. It says the African relatives of yours. For those of you that are in karma with African people, or even people that are not karmically related to you, or they don't know how to be related to you, but they're just working on you with their evil witchcraft. And I'm talking about the evil ones, not the ones that are just nice and sweet and kind and loving and caring, or people that are just normal and don't even think about those things. I'm talking about the ones that actually use bad, evil witchcraft magic, okay? The ones that use it for hurt. Not even the ones that use it, but then they don't use it for bad, really. They might use it to protect you or try to get themselves out of it or try to rule over that and use it for other things like getting money but not harming people. Do you understand? It says the ones that are witchcrafting you with bad mental health problems, the ones that never knew that they were going to come into concern of yours, those ones. And it says anytime that they see you with bad enemies, they're going to start picking on themselves. Because do you know you'll have bad enemies in the next 2 weeks to a month through Nebula's energy, which is not going to be Scorpio's menace energy coming out. It's a nemesis energy that's coming out to scare you, but it's not going to harm you. So be prepared through Pisces. And it says Pisces is going to be concerned about the situation because they don't like you. However, they will protect you this time. And it says they won't let anybody harm you. Did you know that? Do you know that is going to be absolutely gossip for everybody on everybody's lips? Because Pisces doesn't like Scorpio. Scorpio likes Pisces to a fault, or maybe not like them as much as they used to, or sometimes they like them, sometimes they don't. But they realize why. Scorpio is a protective star sign, so they're protecting Pisces from a lot. And they're very, very innocent to their minds about it, Scorpios. They don't have any malice with anyone in the Pisces realm, really, until they have malice with them. It's like, you could have malice with me, I'll have malice with you, but you have to do me something before I have malice with you. I'm not just going to be like sitting there hating you for no reason like you all do to me. Because you find things to hate me for, and I didn't do anything. And the thing is, you'll find many times over negative mental health to practice on me for no reason. And then you'll have good reasons why, because you feel like you're needed or you need me, i.e. a Scorpio, you need me, a Scorpio, and I'm not there for you because I'm practicing love and well-being and good news and, starting to blame nobody, but look at things in my own life and why I had to blame God before, or Satan, or even people that were punishing me. And it says, Scorpio, you do know Pisces had a lot to do with it. They were punishing you, but you didn't realize that. So Scorpio does want to know that they easily want to punish people, but not really evil. It says only because those of you that don't like Pisces and Scorpio, or Scorpio alone and Pisces, hence why we have to bring both of them. It says you might want to punish them, but it says not everybody. And it says including Pisces and Scorpio that don't like each other too. Okay? So when you realize you have to see things from a perspective of your own, you have to move out your own way and see blessings come to you in a different way. It says Scorpio's room is going to be blessed one day for them to see things in a rightful way, in a blessed way, in a karmic value system way. But not every time they have to see you in your mind about it. It says, Scorpio, do you know that I'm blaming myself right now for things that I wanted to do to you and I couldn't do it? It says, another Scorpio wanted to harm you and they didn't know how, so they used energies and discernment of many, many men and females to harm you. And it says, hence why you never knew that you had problems. There was many times a negative spirit, evil mindset of a man or a woman that wanted to punish you and give you karma because they had to lie to you and lie to your head and make you lie to yourself about what was going on. And they loved you in that way. And it says, this person don't even know how to exist in your mind anymore because they feel like that you could have been with them and you could have lost yourself in their head, or even gave them 2 more babies, or just even weakened the knees for them. And, they could have allowed you to feel all of that through punishments of their own because they were punishing themselves for things they were going through with the problems that they had in Pisces. And it says Pisces energy is not going to punish me no more, Scorpio. If I ever bumped into you, I would murder my head away from the problem and I'd give you 2 more babies if you want to, because I'm sorry I used your energy to punish it for my dad or my mother or someone that was harming me in my life. And it says this man, he says he doesn't know how to get over it. He says he realized he was punishing you based on something that you were going through in your personal life, or he was going through in his personal life, but he didn't know how to get rid of the energy, or even blame himself to look closely at what it is that you were trying to tell him. However, it says you're not going to tell him anything else now, because you could have helped him before, but you don't want to help him now. And it says he would have punished you anyway, because you know something, Scorpio, you realize something about him. You was trying to speak to him about the kingdom of God, or you was trying to help him understand things from a different perspective. And he wasn't allowing you to do so. He kept coming to you with a bad vibe, an evil spirit, or a negative spirit in him. However, he says he's sorry, he's sorry, he's sorry. It says don't let that person back in. He's still narcissistic. He's still mentally unwell. He hasn't changed. He may have thought about things from another perspective, but he hasn't changed his mindset about things that he's seen with you, and he doesn't want to cope in another way and see a better outcome. So don't ever take him back. It says karma comes to him and many men that want to see you harmed, dirty, or evil, and they will get it through karma in Nebula. It says that energy is coming into discernment in November, December of next year, and you'll see why as a Scorpio. Okay, so seeing it is going to be better for you to understand why things will go in your favor. It doesn't say that it's bad. So look forward to blessings coming in November, December, October of 2024's mindset. We have to say it like that, because that's when the energies was meant to come forward. However, we're changing it up for a reason as spiritual angels and guides. This is what they want to tell you. Now, why are they trying to tell you like that? Like as if it's a cause for concern again, and you think, hold on a minute, is it going to change again? Or what's going on there? It says not really. You'll see why in November this year. However, it says don't believe everything that you see in your mind until you get there. Okay, hence why someone says, well, bloody hell, I want to chop you down, Scorpio. Be careful. Okay, not everybody is going to change their mindset in the mindset of yours just overnight. Why? You're Scorpio. No one likes Scorpio. Remember that. Now, you do know people don't like Scorpio, so why would they want to change it overnight and start harming you, Scorpio? We have to do it 10 times more gentler than normal. Do you know how powerful you are? You'll scare people to death, or maybe they want to come and kill you. So that's why it has to be changed overnight, and it will happen within a year, but it's not going to happen within a year that easy either. So we've got to take our time before we hurt you, because we don't want to push you into the lion's den and make sure people start coming out and attacking you. You do know that, right? So it says, Scorpio, did you understand that there was people there that love you, hate you, curse you, mean well to you, make love to your mindset about things, and then murder their heads again, wondering why did they do that to Scorpio? This is why you're powerful, Scorpio, because it's like, well, I can't cope with none of that. I need to understand where I can go to get good news, especially in the love room. For some of you guys that are really struggling, we'll talk about that in another reading. We'll call it the love of cause and concern. Okay? It's going to be the love of cause and concern. Please read into that, okay? Because we need to understand why it's going on in that way for you. And then we have to see how we can change it for you. Because some of you really need love, or you feel like I need to change things about myself, and I don't know how to do that. So we will call it love of cause and concern, okay? For those of you that need to know. Right, so it says right now, you have to wonder why certain people are going to punish your mindset at times with things. Because, you know what, Scorpio, people have been trying to punish your mind for years. And it says no one doesn't know why people are doing that, other than you, really, because you do, because you're very, very good at what you do, Scorpio. You're the best. We're going to say that as angels. Like, angels don't even want to say that, because some angels don't like you. Hence why we got Ariel that doesn't want to help you with certain gifts of cause and concern energy in cornucopia, which is the opposite cornucopia, which is the good news for you. So hence why we might have to do a reading on that as well. Love and money reading. Okay, so we've got to do, you know, certain deciding energies of these energies in a way that you're ready to see into it. Like, we've got to do deciding energies of readings. However, it says you're going to see whatever happens in the next week or two from your mind, because we're not going to allow you to swim deeper than you can. And Scorpio can really swim. Don't get it wrong. They're at the bottom of the barrel with certain fishes that are called crabs. Okay? Crabs. And, it's almost like the crab. But it's not really that we want to call it that, because that's where things begin. How did you ever get to swim to the top? As mermaids? Or as people that floated above the surface and went to the land? You had to start from somewhere, right? So don't ever insult Scorpio like that, because you didn't know yourself. All right? It says there's a ground to everything. Not just because you live in a land means that there isn't any water there for you to swim to the top. No, you have to remember what goes on in the sea. There is a ground. Even if it's deep, and even if there's a shallow end and there's a really deep pit low down underground, you can't even see nothing. It's so pitch dark. You don't know what's down there. It says that's where Scorpio resides. In those murky areas of life where you'll see ghosts and demons, or even beasts and giants and all kind of different kind of elements that had to come from the ground. That's where Satan's realm is as well. But it says Satan's not going to be there right now in your head about it. We're only using Scorpio's energy to show you why and how the situation began. It says it's all going to come out soon in cause and concern reading of November's reading, which is signs of Scorpios, and you'll see why. And when we show you why, it says Scorpio doesn't understand why either, because Scorpio has to move on and not really understand what's going on. They're really, really deep in the mindset. So when this Scorpio energy comes about in November, however, we're going to read into it and look into it really deeply. We could do it from now, but things could change slightly. So even if we did a reading now, ideally in Scorpio, we'd have to change things up a little bit. So it says going into that realm right now is not going to be easy. We'll do it in May ending, or we'll do it in June on a time where it could be retrograde. Maybe after that. It says not even that, because we have to wait until April comes around again before we show you what would happen. It's like, do you know April was really treacherous to some people? That energy's still there, and it can't help you see everything. Did you notice you couldn't even read in those energies? For some of you that were struggling to find murdering energies in your head, like, you got things there but you can't understand why it's there, and you didn't know how to get energies out, and you didn't know why things was punishing you. No, it says that energy was very, very bad for some people. It murdered their head with punishments. There was even ghost goblins there, and there was demons there, a lot. And it says even in the June energy, you have to be careful, Scorpio, because there could be a lot of things going on there as well. But it says money is there, a lot of it. For some of you guys that want a tarot read, or maybe even see things from a different perspective, like with your schoolwork, or maybe even things that you didn't know was going to happen overall with your mindset on money making, like coaching, maybe even things that you didn't know you were going to be good at, like dressmaking, or those of you that into fashion and you make clothes, shoes, handbags, belts, maybe even seeing that you could work on things like cars, vehicles, or maybe even things that you could even do in the mindset of yours that could do more paperwork. Like, some of you guys are really going to make it in that time. Okay, some of you guys, the tea industry as well, like, you're going to make a lot of money from certain Indian cuisine is what I'm hearing. Teas and bubbles as well. Like, it says bubbles because at this time there's a bubble machine that may not want you to know that it's gonna blow up. It's like someone trying to invent this bubble machine, and it's like an adult's bubble machine, but children can use it, or children can use it, and adults. But it says it's gonna make you wonder, why this bubble machine? In the next week or two, you'll realize it will come out in May next year. It might even come out before then as a preview, or but it's coming out in a way that you're like, wow, that's interesting. Okay. And it's like, even for those of you that realize you see into the future a lot, but you didn't realize that because certain energies was there. Just stay, we'll just give you that. There was certain energies was there before, and then you realize a year later, it's like, wow, hold on a minute. Wasn't I thinking that last year? And I was saying certain things that were relating to it. But it says, don't worry, Scorpio. You will see things ahead of time in the next week, because it says that energy is very rampant for Scorpios. Whatever things are coming out now, even you've been seeing ahead of time, you're gifted. And it says a lot of you guys got ancestors in that room. You're going to see gifts coming out. But don't worry. It says spiritual essence is going to come and bother your head again. On why? Because people don't want to see you win, Scorpio. And it's time we tidy your head a bit. Because something somebody said to the angels. that you shouldn't win. It says, why? Like, why would Scorpio not win? Like, they're the essence of everything. Don't you know they're God's realm? Like, that's God's realm. Are you dumb? And it's like, well, do you know that I have to be in God's realm one day? No, 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 no. Because you see, not everybody's supposed to be there, but Scorpio, everybody should be there. And it's like, well, why shouldn't we all go there? Nah, but you've been bad. And it's like, all right, Scorpio knows good and bad at times. They want to punish people that are good and bad. You see, that's the star sign of Scorpio. They're stingers. They will sting the hell out of people and say, you know what, no, that one's not allowed in. Bugger Scorpio. Because we're going to allow you to be that way because we need your help. However, it says Scorpio needs to decide whether or not God says. That's where the test comes in for Scorpios over the next year. Scorpio, did God say they could come in? No. God didn't say that. Did you say that? Yeah, I said it. All right. God said you can come in. Now, you see Scorpios, they're very good at organizing their mind like that. They will listen to their teacher. Some of them don't listen at all, but they will listen if they are practicing good news with their boss, their manager, or, you know, their business partner that's higher up on a team level more than them. And we're not talking about the evil kind. We're talking about the good ones, okay? Some people still hold in malice on Scorpio for not listening and being nasty. Now, I'm not being funny, but you could have been cursed, you could have been harmed, you could have been demonic to the person that still holds in malice about, oh, that one, this, that, blah, blah, blah. They just don't understand why. Do you see that person? He's bothered right now about his head being a funny looking shape. And he has every right to feel that way. But you know why he's bothered? Because of the lies in there. It's not even the head shape, Scorpio. It's the lies in that head. He wants to place his hold around why people should harm themselves and be nasty to you, Scorpio. Be nasty to other people because he's a liar. And you know what? Anytime you place a hold around certain people that said, oh yeah, I know you were going to be a good businesswoman, a good businessman, and you never became that under their method of doing it or their mindset or even their teachings, their role or them, just having the essence around you to sign up with them or be with them or work with them. So Scorpio, that one wasn't meant to be. Hence why people that wanted to destroy your path came in. You wasn't able to achieve certain goals because based on his method of looking at things and his idea of looking at things, this says karma comes to all these people when we start looking into the cause and concern of life, Scorpio. So read into that. Okay. And it says nothing is going to fight you in the mindset of that at all. When you look into it, cause and concern of life. Cause and concern of money, cause and concern of love. We'll do all these cause and concern readings if we have to on this platform especially. But if you wanted to see better news, we will see things in the mindset of yours in the energy of CERN, which we've got out already now. We've been putting out energies of CERN as readings on this platform. But we're going to show you things as we look into things in a way that we could tailor it to luxury and wealth. Okay, so we will do cause and concern on wealth, money, luxury. Okay, and you will see what goes on in those rooms to help you decide if you want to be there or not, or decide how you get there. We'll even do the how do cause and concern. Okay, how do, because how do you get into this or how do you get into that? And we want to help you, Scorpio. We want to help loads of people, but it says only when you're ready. Okay, and I feel like loads of you are ready to, you know, play out some of these energies. Because now is the time for us to speak about things in a way that it's not going to cause harm. And punish no one, really, because God says we're not punishing anyone. And you know something? God says we have to punish some people, but we're not punishing everyone. So we're going to look into it with open minds and good news. So Scorpio, it says, well done for seeing that you've had better news more than some. 70 miles later, you will see blessings come to you in your mindset about something you didn't know. However, it says, don't worry about the situation. You will see something that works out in your favor. Mind you, if it's 70 miles, or is it 70-year-old people, or is it a 70-year-old person in your mind? This person doesn't know how to come to you. They may be blinded in their head about things, may even feel like they're getting old. You might even feel sorry for them, for some of you guys, but some of you guys don't need to feel sorry for this person or none of these people, because you have to understand human nature is there. Don't feel bad if this person is harming you and you have to feel like, well, they should get their karma. Like, whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. They need to get theirs. It says cursing them, Scorpio, is not easy because maybe they're just hard in their mind about things. But it says karma is there with them right now as you hear everything in your mindset about good news and they can't get in. They're not allowed. So let them pass out of their minds about the problems and see good news for themselves elsewhere. Like, it's like they want good news, but based upon your bad news. Ideally, if you get bad news, that's good news to them. That's karma. It says you shouldn't have to go through that as a Scorpio or as a human being naturally. And it says they prey on your energy as a Scorpio. So they don't want to know that you're getting any type of good news because they don't like your star sign. They don't like who you are. Hence why Nebula's going to be partnering up with their energy. After all, it says they know they're not going to have good news. And it says, do you know that punishments could come to you anytime now for looking too deeply into the mindset of theirs? So don't look too deeply into it and murder your head away from a problem with them and a family member that you know. Because it says you might not know this person, or you do, or you just don't hang with them, or you're not close to them. But it says try to warn yourself to get 2 readings about them once in a while, once a year, once a month, or once in a while. Because it says someone is hanging around them, watching you and having bad times right now. And they will slew you down. But it says, Scorpio, you need to have better news than that and stop worrying about things, okay? Now, we have to warn you, that you're going to have times in your mind to remember that good news is there, but try to warn yourself that punishments is never going to come out of anywhere and be easy for you. Scorpio, you may have the longest reading on this platform right now this month or this week or whenever this video comes out, but it says, at this time, we needed to speak to you directly about a personal hater. And it may have taken time to come out because there's so much information to give you. However, it says there's a personal problem. You and a negative spirit doesn't want to speak to each other. There's a personal problem with that. This person's going to get hurt if they don't speak to you. Now, we're warning you to come and get this person or speak to them directly, but it says you don't want to. They have to learn the hard way. It's not your fault. You've been trying. And it says you have every right to feel that way. So you're not going to be picked on, bullied or harmed to come and get this person. This person has an aunt or a spirit or some type of entity that's following them to trash your life, Scorpio. And this person could be your child. This person could be an adult parent, or this person could be like a personal problem to you with other things going on around them in your family realm because they're your family member, or they're a person that's around your family, but they're very closely connected to your mindset. For whatever it is, you'll have to find out in your individual path. It says, this person could be hurt by witchcraft or by driving or by things that you've told them. Go and do it. Just go and do it. It says, no, I didn't push them to do anything that they were going to do that was going to harm them. It says, no, you don't get it, Scorpio. They listen to you, so they're really punishing you for it. But it says, this person is not listening. They keep doing things, basing it upon me, and then lying and laughing at me, and then want to go and harm themselves. I did not tell them to go and do anything that they weren't comfortable doing. Until they realize that they're comfortable doing it, they go and do it. Now, did you say that to them directly? No, you didn't. You said, go and do it. Stop procrastinating. Stop hardening your head around the situation. Well, Scorpio, this person says, well, I know you made me do it. Well, it's your business. Okay? This is where you come in, Scorpio, telling them it's your business. You're not going to pass your mental health on me saying you can't do something. I encouraged you to do it in a good way, in a good measure, because it's some type of test that you needed to go and do. Maybe, you're taking your driving test. For some of you guys, you were passing a test at work, or you was doing something good that was going to get you good news in your exam. You was doing something great in life to help you pass something. You telling me that I encouraged you to go and get good news, and you'll want to blame me that you're not going to do it right. Do you know this person's beating themselves up for if they ever pass and then they dream about harming themselves on the road, killing themselves, doing something bad? It says, do you not pray? Do you not ask God for favor in your mind? Like, do you not ask for God to take away any sins that are there because someone could be burdening you? Do you not ask God for blaming your mindset not to have good news? Because you know what? You didn't have to listen to me. And then you could explain to me why you don't have to listen to me if you want to, or explain it in a way that you understand, but you're not even looking. You keep blaming me. Like, do you not know that you have spirit to work on or even look into, or else your narcissism's going to come out? You're looking ludicrous. You're looking like a mental health patient. You're looking like a problem-solving person that don't have problems to solve because you want to pass every problem on to me. And then it says, all this time, you're going to blame me for the problem that you had good news when I was trying to pass on good news to you? No. I'm not going to pass any problem on to you is what this person says. But their narcissism is coming out and ready to kill you down with the daggers. They want to dagger you for things that you've given them that are good, Scorpio. Anything that you've prayed on and you've asked God, oh yes, let it come to him or her. This person's ready to madly harm you with the idea that you should be punished for this. So if you go through anything, is that what? It's not that. It's that they want to hurt you with the feelings they're getting of good luck. Can you believe, Scorpio, do you understand this? It's like, it's serious to the point. It's like, do you even understand how crazy and ludicrous this person is in their mind? Like, you've blessed them with good news. They want to turn around and hurt you? You know, like, some parents will say, right, I want my child to become a doctor or a lawyer. They become that doctor and that lawyer. Scorpio, do you know they go back and they hurt their parent that trained them up to become that? Not with any evil or malice or bad news, because the child was willing and wanting to do it. They were trying to procrastinate around the situation, but they were going ahead and doing it. They may have been taking long to do it, not because they had poor judgment of not wanting to become it, but they wanted to become it, Scorpio. They really, really wanted it. And then they also never got good news. It says, Scorpio, this person's ready to target you, so watch your back and don't worry about the situation, because they're coming in the next week or two about their decision making or what they're going to do to you, but try not to wash your mind around them. Try to give yourself good news and watch your back, because karma's with them and it might be with you, but it says you're going to see better news when you move past this person. Keep praying, keep staying in love of God and light, and everything is going to work out in your favor, because they're going to get punished. Karma's going to come to them. It might come to you, but it's going to come to them. Now, I'll speak to you in the next reading. Ciao for now. Bye.